Rain Access Solutions.
Hi, I'm Glenn of Rain Access Solutions. Welcome to my vlog. On this episode of Rain Access Solutions, I'm going to show you my brand new Dremel VersaTip butane torch or the gas type soldering iron, which is from Dremel. I bought this from Lazada, and as you can see, there's a little bit of damage on the container, but I hope it didn't affect the item inside. So like any other items that I bought from Lazada, this also came with manual, but it's not in English. So I'm holding on now to the main unit, which is the torch itself. At first glance, this device looks like it's pretty sturdy, and it should be, because the handle or the main canister for its gas or its tank is made up of metal. It also came with a canister full of lead wire. Although I have lots of lead wire already, this can also be useful. And it also came with a cup. This cap can become handy if I put this torch in a soft bag, so I won't poke my side or my other stuff in the bag and therefore damage the tip. There are other sorts of tip in here. This one is probably the shaping knife, and this is the wide blower tip, which spread out the hot air, and this is the hot air tip. And here we have the cutting knife for cutting plastics, and we also have this hot air tip. We also have pin trays, the one with sponge and the one without. I'm guessing that the one without is for holding screws or something. It also came with wrenches for tightening the tips. This is the safest way to refill this butane torch. Place the protruding plastic at the edge of the table. Hold the Dremel soldering iron properly while you pump the butane canister on top of it. It will only take a few seconds to fill up the entire tank. You will know that the tank is full if the butane is spilling out from this connector. Repeat the process until you see that there's a lot of butane spilling out from its connector. There. The capacity of the tank is 0.57 fluid ounces, and you can refill from this canister for up to 15 times. This is my first time to ignite a Dremel soldering iron, so I'm going to protect my eyes using these glasses and protect my hand with these gloves. I deliberately switch off the other light source so we can have a clear view of the flame that will be coming out from this unit. There is a safety switch that you need to push forward before pushing down the ignition switch. It is recommended to switch it on under a minimum power before gradually switching to its max power. Now I'm going to try the regular soldering tip, and let's see how this will fare against our regular soldering iron. It will take some time to master the technique of replacing the tips using these two wrenches, but you'll get the hang of it in no time. I'm going to try and solder these two wires together. Let's apply some soldering paste, cut some lead wires, activate the Ironman iron cluster, this is capable of reaching 680 degrees Celsius in just a few seconds. As you can see, it's already hot and it's already melting the lead wire. The reason why I bought this is not for actually working on soldering things on my desktop, but It is for when I'm going out and doing field works where there's no electricity to plug any regular soldering iron. If you're wondering if the handle is hot while I'm doing this, the answer is no, it's not hot to feel. The only thing that will annoy other people is probably the sound that it makes, which sounds like a jetliner preparing for takeoff. As you can see, cleaning the tip is so easy if you have this metal sponge and a soldering paste. For the verdict, the quality of its soldering is comparable to that with my 65 watts soldering iron, but it's only better. Now I'm going to try this other function where you can use the hot air tips to melt the heat shrinks. This is another reason why I bought this, so that instead of using a regular electrical tape, I find it better to use heat shrinks to protect the wires that I am soldering out when I'm out there in the field. In order to use the tip that melts the heat shrinks, we will need to use the hot air tip. This is the hot air tip, and we will attach another tip that we will use for melting heat shrinks. I'm trying to melt this heat shrink under the minimum power, and as you can see, it's taking some time to melt the heat shrink, but it is melting it anyway. If you really are rushing to melt the heat shrink, you can increase the power to maximum, and you can melt this heat shrink in no time. They say that you can keep this running for up to 75 minutes under the minimum power. Well, that's good. 75 minutes is way too much for me because I only need a few minutes to patch things up. There, the heat shrink is firmly set on the connection. It's not really practical to bring a hot air station with you or a hair blower with you out there on the field. This is perfect for that job. So guys, this is the Dremel VersaTip 2000-01. This is a good addition to my tools. Thank you very much guys for watching. If you find this video useful, please subscribe. Have a nice day.